Hello friends, welcome back to that 1870s Homestead. My name's Rachel and we're in round 2 of our Christmas cooking extravaganza this year. And today we're making cranberry, white chocolate, almond biscotti. So I'm gonna get right into it because I know you guys don't have a lot of time and I'm busy too this time of year. So we're just gonna come right down here and I'll tell you what the ingredients are and we'll get to mixing. Alrighty, the ingredients that you're gonna need for this is flour, sugar, baking soda, butter, white chocolate or white chocolate chips, 4 eggs, and cranberries, and almond extract. So that's what's going to give it the almond flavor. Now you could definitely add slivered almonds if you like, but the first thing that we're going to do is cream this butter. Okay, I got a little carried away there. It was only 1 stick of butter, so half a cup of butter. I had to take a half cup out. And we're going to add to that, now that it's creamed up, a cup of sugar and beat that together. Okay, now we're going to add 1 egg at a time and mix that together. Egg number 2, egg number 3, and egg number 4. And then we're going to go in with our almond extract, give that a mix, and go in with our dry ingredients. All right. Now let's go in with about a teaspoon of almond extract. The recipe I'm following actually calls for vanilla extract, but I think personally white chocolate and cranberries with almond makes more sense. Now we need 3 cups of flour. And I know this is a liquid measuring cup. That is okay by me. If it's not okay by you, use a dry measuring cup. Flour. And what did we need for baking soda? A teaspoon, or a tablespoon or a teaspoon? 1 second. And this recipe comes from the Taste of Home website. That's a really fun, I used to subscribe when I was a young mom to their magazine because I didn't know the first thing about cooking. And it is a tablespoon of baking powder. And this recipe doesn't call for any salt, but I am using salted butter. And again, it's just another thing that I think salt in baked goods, you can rarely go wrong. So I'm just using my beaters to give that an initial stir. And then we'll come out with our spoon. Alrighty. And then we're gonna, once we get this stirred in, then we'll incorporate our cranberries and white chocolate. And the recipe calls for 3/4 of a cup of cranberries and 3/4 of a cup of white chocolate chips. I just have white chocolate bars and I have about a half a cup of cranberries. So we're going to use what we have. You could definitely supplement in this recipe and say you wanted it to be a chocolate chip only recipe. You could do vanilla or coffee extract and chocolate chips. Or if you didn't have cranberries and you wanted to use, say, golden raisins, that would be another good option. But we're going to use what we have. And you don't want to overwork this dough, so I'm just going till the flour is incorporated. Get all that at the bottom. Okay. Now I need to chop up my white chocolate bars, so I'll be back when that's all done. This is a really nice quality chocolate bar I get at Aldi's, and it has really nice vanilla bean flakes in it. And it is absolutely divine, even as a snacking chocolate. Okay, that's about as fine of a chip as I'm gonna go. and we're gonna toss it in there. And that was 4 less 0.8 ounce bars of white chocolate. Get that all incorporated. And then we need to form this into like, kind of like rectangular logs. If you picture biscotti, what it looks like, we're gonna kind of put it in a piece of saran wrap or something and get it formed into some logs. Okay, hopefully you guys can see this, but I got a piece of saran wrap out. They're pretty sticky dough. Okay, I'm just going to take up the sides and kind of push. The recipe doesn't call for this, but I feel like it needs to go in the fridge before baking. So I'm going to let mine chill for about 20 minutes before I pop it in the oven. I didn't quite cover it, but it should be okay. I'm going to carefully put this in the fridge. That is our biscotti dough. Okay, I have my oven preheated to 375. And we're going to take our biscotti carefully out of this saran wrap. The way I'm going to do it, I'm going to take my parchment paper, lay it on top. And I'll flip it over. I'm going to pull that up. And then I don't have to handle this sticky dough too much. It looks good. Hopefully it's not too thick. Ta-da! It's about an inch, maybe a little over. And then we're going to bake that at 375 for 20 minutes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take it out. We're going to slice it, and we're going to set it on a raised baking cooling rack and put it back in the oven at a lower temperature, like 300, for 20 minutes, 10 minutes, flip it over, 10 more minutes. So we want them to be nice and dried out. And the great thing about these cookies is they'll store, if you store them in a really well airtight container, for 2 months. You can freeze them for longer shelf life. And I wanted to tell you guys some of the things I think about when I'm making a Christmas cookie smorgasbord is different colors, different shapes, different textures, definitely different flavors. So that it looks more dynamic from a presentation perspective. So these are going to give us something hard, something long, skinny on the plate. A lot of times I'll do like chocolate dipped pretzels for some that effect. We're not doing those this year, so we're just going to go with a biscotti for our something hard. Okay, you can see it's not quite done, but it's firm-ish to the touch. So this is going to be tricky. This recipe didn't say it, but another recipe said it was important to, like, if you had a spray bottle with water, I think I'm just going to get a cloth with water. I think it just helps, you know, we're going to go over it with some water. I think it helps to get, like, nice, clean cuts. While I'm at it, I'm going to lower the temperature to 300. I'm just going over it with a wet cloth. And then I think I'm going to go in like 1-inch slices. I have to wipe the knife in between. So that's what it's looking like right now. We want it to go kind of as good as we can cut side up. Ooh. It's pretty doughy still in the middle. I'll tell you how I made it. It was kind of like faux biscotti last year because I made a bunch of Amish breads and then I freeze dried them in slices like this. And it was perfect. This is a little bit more process, I guess, to make it properly. But less time because freeze drying takes forever. It's helping keep that cloth clean while we're cutting this. And maybe one other thing that I did wrong was it said to put them into 2 small loaves. And I did 1 big loaf because I was like, we'll just do 1. But maybe that would have been a little bit easier. My niece lives out in Provo, Utah, and she has her own like micro bakery, and I know she's made biscotti. So Nadia, if you're watching this and I'm doing it terribly wrong, please let me know. All right, we're gonna have to do those just directly on the tray and flip them back in the oven for 10 minutes, and then we'll flip them and go 10 minutes more. Let's hope that flipping these goes a little bit better because it was quite tricky. And I'm afraid they're gonna have stuck through the, nope. I think I'm gonna have to go longer with these guys. My dough is just still so moist. Mine are gooing down through the cookie sheet. Well, we'll recover. We're gonna recover from this disaster. Yeah, it's so soft. Recovery time. Yeah, my dough was falling through. Nadia, what did I do wrong? Maybe I just didn't let them bake that first time long enough. Oh man. Okay, well maybe make biscotti bites. Ah, shoot a monkey. Okay. Okay, well that'll be a funny conversation. What is your chicken swear words? I grew up with shoot a monkey. I don't know why. Or even, I don't remember even who coined the phrase. But I've always said, shoot a monkey. Oh gosh, darn. So sad. Some of them are good. And I don't have time to do a whole nother recipe for you guys. We're like back-to-back days. Okay, so I think if I would do something different, bake it till it's really firm and starting to golden brown that first round. And then I think let it cool before you cut into it would have helped. And then so many things. This recipe stinks. Okay, and I guess I didn't actually 100% follow the lady's instructions either because I didn't do it in the 2 small logs. Darn, so sad. Well, the few that work will be nice additions. I'm going to learn from my lesson though because I'm going to do a couple more biscottis with you guys. And we'll see if we can recover from these learning mistakes. So that's the casualty mess. That is so cute though. These little biscotti balls. Okay, I'm gonna put this back in for probably 20 minutes at 300 because it is still really soft. I just pulled these out of the oven and they're still a little soft. So I'm going to flip them one more time. We'll go in 10 minutes and then I'm just going to keep checking them. They will harden as they air dry, you know, and I let them cool. Because I'll probably leave these out overnight and then store them in the morning. because biscotti, if you don't know what it is, it's basically a super hard cookie that's really not meant to be eaten. You know, just straight. It's a dunking cookie. So you dunk it in your coffee or your hot chocolate. Oh, some of them are just so disastrous. So I'm going to put these back in, and 10 minutes at a time I'll go from here. Okay, I think after 10 minutes we're going to be good with the few good results that we have. So there's a really nice biscotti log. Another one. So I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 that are presentable here. Guys, stay tuned. Come back tomorrow, and I'm going to fully recover with what I believe we're going to call a hot chocolate biscotti. So I'm going to learn a ton of lessons from this. Now, I want to give you guys some ideas. Say yours are going to turn out beautiful, where mine did not, right? You could dunk half of it in white chocolate, since there's like white chocolate flavor in here. For presentation, you could drizzle it with some white chocolate. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow after they completely cool. Like I said, I'm going to leave them out overnight, let them really harden well, and then store them in a Ziploc bag. I don't need to freeze these. I'm going to be using them within the next 2 weeks. And my recommendation on a proper biscotti dunk, 30 seconds. Count 30 seconds. You'll be able to bite into that really good, and it'll be moist and delicious and wonderful in your mouth. So I'll see you guys on the next video. All these little bits and bites we'll just keep for ourselves. And tomorrow, hot chocolate biscotti, okay? Talk to you guys later.